Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers, and this is video 8 in our Livin Large series. So far we've got the cover, which is page 1. We've got page 2. We've got page 3, which is a paper bag. We've got page 4. We've got page 5. We're going to work on 6 today. We've got page 7, which needs to have something done to it. And we have page 8, which is the back. So today we're going to work on page 6, which means we can do this and work on page 6. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to tie in the papers that we've already used. Here's some new pieces of the same papers. This is from behind the notebook. This is the bottom of the pocket that looks like leather. I have 2 of those just in case. And then this is the paper that goes behind the paper bag. And then I may have to put you on pause. In fact, I'll probably have to put you on pause a couple times and get additional papers as needed. On page 5 with this large notebook or large expanding pocket, we tied this in from the spare piece from the cover. I've got 2 more. One from the cover, one from the back, and one from a boo-boo that I had to recut. So we're going to try to tie that in too a little bit, maybe one of them, not both of them. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to add 2 more pages. I know, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's my brain's fault. That's what it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a center fold manila folder and we're going to cut the tabs off. I'm telling you, just blame my brain. This popped into my head. And the reason we're cutting the tabs off isn't because we're going to use this whole paper. It's just, or this whole folder. It's just to make it easier to cut out pockets, because that's what we're going to use this for. Okay, so we're going to set that to the side. Now we're going to need to cut this. Oh, we are going to have to cut the tab off. Okay, we're going to need to cut this to the right width, which is just inside, or just on the other side of that there. So let's measure the width on that. I was hoping we could leave the left tab on and have it stick out, but I guess not. Okay, so we're going to make it exactly the same width and exactly the same height. Okay, let's do that. So let's make it the same width. Do as I say, not as I do, and put your cardboard cutting blade in. Okay, now we're going to cut it to the correct height. This makes your blade dull. Okay, so this should fit right on there. Let's double check and make sure. Okay, so this is going to become our new 6. This is going to be 7. Oh no, we have 7 and we have 8, which is the back cover, so this is going to be 9. And this is going to be 10. Now 9 and 10 should be fairly straightforward. We're going to add Yeah, let's see, cut the height. Yep, yep. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a couple magnets because we want this to stay shut. So we're going to go about the center on the inside of this one. Let's see here. I'm going to go about the center and about that far in. We're going to add our magnet. And I'll put a link to those below. You can just look down there and click on the link and it'll take you right to the magnets that you need. Any link that you click on below the video that goes to Amazon, I do get a very, very, very small commission on. And I use it on Amazon to turn right around and buy stuff to make the videos with. So, all right, let's put this here where our circle is. And we'll put our magnet down. Then we're going to close this. And we're going to put our other magnet on. And this won't matter because it's going to be glued to the back of the, glued to this. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to cut our pockets that we're going to make. Now, we can take this out for right now. Oh, just so you know, I'm under a wind advisory, and a lot of times when the wind gets or when it gets really windy, it blows all the pine trees. They have a bad habit of not cutting them back along the road, and so it pulls the power lines and it yanks them out, and then I have no power. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so we have page 9 and page 10. That's what we're going to work on right now. So we're going to take the manila folder. We're going to measure how high we want the pocket. Let's do it from this side. The pockets inside don't, or the pocket on the other side of this, we'll just use the height of it from the other half of this. So let's see, how high do we want our pocket to be? I would say at least that high. So let's just go ahead and cut a piece off all the way across. And that'll give us several pockets. And we only need 2, but this will actually give us our 2 pockets. And then the width of our pockets, and we're going to cut it off on the folding side because we don't need the fold. So the width of our pockets is going to be goodness. Okay, the width of our pockets is going to be here. So now that we cut the fold off, then we'll end up with 2 pockets. We have this little hinge. You might want to save that to make a hinge on something. Okay, so now we've got 2 pockets. We're going to put one here, and we're going to put the other one on the inside here. Okay. We don't want to cut them yet, though. What we want to do is decide on the papers. So let's get our papers out. Now we know that the pockets are going to be covered with this. So it looks like we're only going to need one. So let's put this one away. Now we could cover the top of one with this and the top of the other one with this. Top half of it, I mean, above the pocket. Do we need to use this leather look? The leather look paper. Let's take a look. Wait a minute, we do on the pockets. And then let's make this page. Let's see. Yes, I do want to look at it and see. I believe we want to make the inside one this paper, so this paper isn't right next to the other one just like it. So we're going to make this one this paper. Now, if we measure our pocket and draw a line on the paper, then we'll know that we have to go past this a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Let's mark where our pocket's going to be. And then we'll need to make the paper longer than that. But we don't have to put it all the way down. Okay, now this is directional up and down. So we need our paper to go down, let's say to here. So we can cut it off. Let's see, we need a little bit of a margin there with the cream color showing. So let's make it that tall. Oh yeah, that's right. Then we only need it. Did I do that correctly? Yes, and then we need it to be this wide. Let's see. And then we need it to be this wide. So we'll cut that. If you can't really see your line, just kind of tip your paper and it'll be shiny. The lead will, from your pencil, will reflect. Okay. So now we need to cut the piece for the inside pocket top, and these are going to be for the both pockets. So glue this one here. We want a little bit of an edge. This is not directional. And we can't just glue it on because the other pocket on the other page is rounded. So we're going to have to, we're going to round these pockets as well. Wait a minute. We're going to need a little bit of a gap, and then a little bit of a gap. That's not going to work. A little bit of a gap. A little bit of a gap. Let's see. Yeah, and then we're going to be able to cut this across here. Let's move this back a little bit. We're going to have to cut this below the top a little bit to give ourselves that little gap. Well, I turned right around and drew it in the same spot. Okay, and then on the width, we're going to make a little gap. So we'll go there. So let's do the width first, or we're going to cut off our mark. Okay. Get that lined up. And just end up with that big of a piece. And then we need to figure out the height. And we're going to have a little bit of a gap. Oh no, we had the height, didn't we? We're going to have to do this on two papers. Or on this paper, but up above again. Okay. So now we're going to take this paper. We've got the width. So let's mark the height. I'm going to do it just a smidge below that line because drawing up against the other one makes it just a little bit too tall. Okay, so now we've got our pockets and we've got our pocket pages. We've got our magnets on. We've only got one of these cut. Let's cut the other one this height, or this size. It's going to be this wide. Or that, yeah, and this high. So we want it to be up and down. Wait a minute. We want, this is going to be our backing paper. So we want it to be this high. and this wide. Oops. Now these are just our 2 pocket pages. This is not the rest. It doesn't really, yes it does. Let's cut it this way first. This paper's so thin, you have to be careful when you are cutting it, because it's so thin that you can wrinkle it up here and not realize it. Okay, so that's our second backing paper. Okay, so now our backing papers and these papers all need to be inked, and so I'm going to put you on hold real quick while I do that. Well, you know what I forgot to do when I went on hold? I did go ahead and ink these. Is that in the other part of our project we had rounded the bottom pocket, so we need to go ahead and get the corner rounder and round the corners before we ink, because you know it's a little redundant if you don't do it that way. So let's see if I can get this to work. Oh, it looks like I got some pieces falling out. Let me empty this real quick. Oh boy, there's all kinds of stuff inside my corner rounder. No wonder it didn't want to work right. It's from doing the manila folders, I'm sure. Okay, so let's try this. Yeah, she says. Okay, around this. Now we'll round these. Now we're cooking. Okay, so let's ink these real quick. Of course, we don't ink our manila folders. We're just going to ink this paper real quick. I guess I could have done, in fact, I may have. But this, we're not inking it to make it look, you know what I mean, any like vintage or anything. We're just doing it to get the white off the edges. So you can just go around it like this. You don't have to do that whole, especially if you're using one of these big ones that has a lot of ink in it. Just kind of go around it. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do, so we want to glue our paper. Wait a minute, let me make sure. Yeah, we're going to glue our papers on here. I made a little list just because we were doing kind of basically 3 pages. Hopefully, why does that seem wider than the pocket? Oh goodness. Because we want a little bit to show on either side. It looks like the paper is too big. I can cut a little bit off the bottom, I think, and that will fix our problem, because our corners will be the same. Yeah, you can see the papers are too tall. So they're two different sizes. What happened? So let's just cut a little bit off the bottoms. And if it totally messes up, then I'll put you on hold again. And make 2 new ones. Let's see if that fixes our problem. If it does, then I'll ink the bottoms real quick. It should lower everything down a little bit. Oh, they were a little wide too, though, weren't they? Now, let's see how... See, if I cut the side off, then it's going to make the rounded corner not look correct. So we're going to have to use these two as accents, I think, because if I cut this down, what will happen is it will, you know, if I cut the sides, it'll make the rounded corner not look correct. If I cut it off enough to make the corner go away, then it'll be way too short. So either way, I'm going to miss out on, I don't know how I managed to do that. I know what I did is I did that little bit of edge or whatever the wrong way. So let's just try it again. Thank goodness I have another pad of this paper. Okay, so we want it to be a little bit smaller and a little bit shorter. A little bit smaller. And a little bit shorter. Pretend like this line goes straight out. And then we want it to be a little bit shorter. Okay. That's still too tall. Make it there. I have another whole pad of this paper if I absolutely mess this totally thick. You know, I'm almost tempted to cut out 2 new pockets and then measure that while they're square, which I thought I did. Anyway, let's see if I can do this. You would think after all this time I would be able to do this. Okay, now that looks correct. Now, we've got the height. All we need is the width. Remember, we're pretending that the corner isn't sticking out. So all we need is the width, and we're going to measure that from the bottom, because the bottom is the square part. So we only need the width, which is here. And then before we round the corners, we're going to make another one the exact same size. I think that was where I made my mistake. I think I made them separate. I don't remember now. Okay, so that's there. Let's double check. Yeah, that's going to leave a border all the way around. So let's cut out another one the same size. I distinctly remember doing it this way before. I don't know. I was very sleepy before. Very, very sleepy. Okay. Let's try this. Now, those two are the same, right? They'll be the exact same size. Oh, it looks like I cut this one a little crooked. Which one is it that's crooked? This one. That makes it shorter. Okay, let's just make them both a little bit shorter, and that will even everybody up. Wow, it's super windy outside. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to be really embarrassed if this doesn't work. Okay. Now, these are the same size. We can always cut our pocket off on the bottom and make it just a smidge shorter if we have to. Yes, I think that will be fine. I don't know what happened on that first pair. This one doesn't look quite as rounded. There we go. Sometimes you have to be careful. You kind of pull the paper a little bit before you've completely pushed this all the way down, and that's what will do that sometimes. Okay, so now let's run the ink around the edges. Get that white off the edge there. Well, now that we wasted 10 minutes, sorry about that. But if I cut out the mistakes and you make the mistake, then how will you know how to fix it, right? Just like in the other video where we had to have 10-minute or 15-minute video on how to fix the mistake I had made. Okay, now we should be able to glue the papers on. You know, maybe we'll do that. I was just thinking maybe we could make a pocket on the front of the pocket. because these are so large. I'll have to think about that. So I think because of my mistake, we're going to end up with a two-parter on this at least. Because we're going to have to go on pause so that I can start a new recording. So I try to keep the file sizes down. I can combine them on my other computer. You know what I mean? That's how I end up with the hour-long video. But if I don't stop and then start a new one, my computer that I record the videos onto is really old. And so it tends to not like to copy the larger video sizes, file sizes. And I have to put them on a little card and carry them from one computer to the other. The things I do for you people. Okay. Now, I don't know about you. The bottom of that looks a little crooked to me. Almost like the paper is still crooked. Let's see what this one looks like. Because on the bottom, well, it's already glued. I was going to say we can always cut off a little bit of the bottom, which we still could. Who's to say? Right? We can just move it up a little bit on the page and use the edge of the page as the cream colored part or the manila folder part. That's a fix. If we need to trim the bottoms a little bit. What in the world? Almost live video. It's live when I do it. Yeah, this one's the same way. Probably when I fixed it. I think I'm going to just leave them. Yep, they're not going to go next to each other anyway, but they are the same. So, okay, we're going to switch videos real quick, and then we'll start up a new block. Okay. Alrighty then. So now, the next thing we need to do is glue the back papers. Now, this one's going to go here on the front. So we didn't want to put this one on the front, remember? We want to put this one on the front. So let's do that. Let's double check and make sure it's long enough before we glue it on. Yeah. So we'll glue these on, and we'll glue our pockets on. Then on the back, I think instead of a pocket, we'll do something else. So I haven't quite decided yet. So we may, I don't know, I'm not sure what we're going to do. We'll have to see where we're at for time. And then I will decide what to do. Okay, now we want to make sure that we're putting this on the top. Okay, so it opens this way. So that makes this the top. Let's glue this on. stuck that down crooked. I'm going to stand up so I can look straight down. At least today I have my hair in a ponytail and you don't see my hair swooshing down in. Oh, that was on a different thing. Good thing I had a little extra glue on there and it hadn't dried yet. I put it on crooked and couldn't get it to straighten out. Oh no. Such is today. That's why we're working on this here and we haven't stuck anything down yet. All right, I can do it upside down as long as I stick it to the bottom, huh? All right, let's put this part at the bottom underneath the... Actually, this one looks a little crooked as well. Hopefully the pocket's going to cover it. No, it's not. Okay, I'm going to put this on pause. Try to figure out what the heck I'm doing. See if it's my brain, or if I'm just doing something wrong. You know what I think? I think this paper is so thin. I think I mentioned it earlier about if you don't keep track of it, that the paper can slide a little bit because it's so thin. So I'm going to let this glue dry, and then I'm going to trim the paper. You know, we could glue the other one on. Let's do that while the glue dries on this, and then we'll see if it's going to be dry enough. Okay. At first I thought it was because of the magnet. Let's double check this one. Because if this one's crooked too, then you know what? Look at that. This one is crooked as well. What in the world happened? Yep, this one's crooked as well. This one I can fix, I think. Put that straight along there. Then trim this one here. Let's see if I can fix it. If I can't, I'm going to have to cut 2 new papers. That's going to not make me very happy. Let's see if that fixes it. How did I manage to cut 2 papers crooked and 2 the wrong size? All while double checking everything. Yeah, that'll fix that. Okay. Nope, that doesn't fix it. All right, I'm going to put you guys on hold here for just a second. Okay, you guys are going to love this one. What is the most obvious thing? The most obvious thing that could have been wrong? The manila folder was crooked. Not all the papers that I cut. The manila folder was crooked. So I straightened it up. And it looks like everything is going to be able to be rescued. Except this one pocket. How can they be? How can that be? Oh, because when I straightened it, okay, let's cut a new manila folder. Okay, so I can't believe I didn't get it. The manila folder was crooked. Okay. Let's measure the height again. Measure the height and the width. Okay. Here's our height. Here's our width. I can't believe I didn't think to check. I mean, how could I have possibly cut 2 pockets and 4 papers all crooked? I mean, it was just ridiculous. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't think I was thinking. Now let's double check this. Against our book. There's page 6. Okay. Looks to be the correct height and the correct width. Okay. Now let's double check and measure it that it's even. The top and the bottom. It looks like it is, but who am I to say anymore, right? Am I allowed to have an opinion anymore? No. No. My brain hurts. How about you guys? All right, so this paper should fit on here. Okay, this pocket should fit on here. All right, now we're in business. I cannot believe I went through all that and did not think to check the manila folder and make sure that it was square. Now we have a lot of glue on this paper. Oh, you know what we have to do? We can put the top on. We can put this one on. We have to redo the magnets. Because you put it on the inside and on the back. Okay. Let's go ahead and put our magnets in before I forget. And I have to go get the magnet out of the other one. I almost forgot. I've gotten so flustered that I almost forgot. So now we should be able to, once we tape this, just so you know, Scotch tape, once you put it on a manila folder, when you go to take it off, it's going to rip the whole top layer of the manila folder off. So make sure. Okay. All right. Let's try to get back to being cheerful again. Oh my goodness. This is going to be an extra long one for you guys, and I apologize. I may go in and turn this into a two-parter. Well, I mean, even more than that. Okay, mark this as the top. That way our owl is right side up. We're matching these papers to tie in with the rest of the folio. Okay. So far, so good. Okay, we're gonna glue this on 3 sides because it's a pocket. Hey, don't judge. I'm sure you guys have had days like today. I was just kidding when I said don't judge. I didn't think you were judging me. I was just joking about don't judge about me for forgetting to do just 3 sides and how hysterically unfunny that would be. Okay. Okay. That looks nice. Yeah, and I think we may do something down here. I've got these scraps, and we could put something like this bird. I'm not sure. I really like the way this looks like leather. We could use some of those scraps. Do you know what I mean? And possibly make a second pocket here with another piece of manila folder. That would be all right, at least on one of them. We could do that. And then decorate or something up here, or something. You know, or something. Because or something is better than something. Then as soon as we get this pocket glued on, we're going to call it a day, and then we'll do the back and get it all glued in and everything in a second video. Or possibly a third if I end up breaking that into part A and part B. Just so you guys don't lose your minds. But like I said, and I said it earlier, and I didn't realize how true it was going to be, that, you know, when you make a mistake, if you don't show people how to fix it, then when they make the mistake, then they're not going to be able to fix it either. So I like that. That looks nice. I kind of like it better than this. I kind of wish I had used something with a pattern on it. Maybe matched the I don't know, one of the other papers. So maybe we will do something up in here or something, because that's just, that right there is too plain. Definitely too plain. Okay, well that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. A lot of days for me. Okay, bye.